Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about the fact that Bitcoin has lost the 300-week moving average as support, and we started to come back below this region for the first time in Bitcoin's entire history. So if you guys enjoy the content, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Also, by the way, I will leave a link to my Twitter page in the description below. Feel free to check that out if you want. I am fairly active over there as well. So I do want to talk about the 300-week average in today's video, and most notably the fact that Bitcoin has lost this as support. You can see on the previous weekly candle, we had the open and close both below this moving average. So today the moving average is at $18,100 and the weekly candle opened at 16.6K. So that represents about 10% below the moving average, which is a fairly significant amount, especially considering how Bitcoin has never been below this moving average in its entire history. In fact, the closest we've ever gotten before this was the move that we had back here in March of 2020. But on this move, Bitcoin was able to bounce off this region as support, and it actually had a very good signal and indicator of a longer term bottom. Again, we had strong support held off that moving average back here in March of 2020, and we got very close to bouncing off this. Ultimately, though, we've come back below this, and now we're closing under this. So at this point, it's going to be extremely important to watch out for the next few weeks. And over the next few weeks, there's really two main scenarios that could happen. We could either consolidate below this region and continue having weekly candle closes under the 300-week moving average, or we could have a deviation and reclaim it over the next few weeks. So if we start to consolidate from here and we're unable to actually reclaim this, that'll be a very bearish sign to me, and most likely that would entail a move, another leg down towards this 12 to 14K region. Now we talked about this 12 to 14K region as being a very strong level of support, considering how this was a high area of resistance back here in 2019. That was also an area of a lower high back here in March and April of 2018 on that bear market rally. This was also a level of resistance right here in August and September of 2020. This was really the last correction for Bitcoin before eventually going on this very crazy parabolic-like move to that all-time high, that first peak in April of 2021 around $65,000. So again, if we're unable to reclaim this moving average, that is the next long-term regions of support below us. And I would expect it is very likely that we do revisit this area if we continue to consolidate and form these weekly candles under the 300-week moving average. Now, there is also this scenario in which Bitcoin is able to reclaim this moving average and get back above it and form some sort of deviation. And this would actually be a very bullish sign, and it's something that we've seen very frequently throughout Bitcoin's entire history. And just to give you guys some examples, let's look at the 200-week moving average, and most notably, I'm going to focus on this time frame back here in March of 2020. So Bitcoin actually went below the 200-week moving average by about 28%. So that represented a significant move below the 200-week moving average, but Bitcoin was able to come back above this level, reclaim it, and then form this big deviation below the 200-week average. So there certainly is a possibility in which Bitcoin doesn't flip this level into resistance, and we could just reclaim this in the next few weeks. But by nature, deviations are less likely to occur, so there is definitely a higher probability that something like that wouldn't happen. But I just wanted to throw that out there because there is definitely a chance that Bitcoin could just reclaim this level in the next few weeks. And a move back above the 300-week moving average to form some sort of deviation would definitely be bullish. And typically when you get a deviation and a level fails to amount to anything, that really does represent a powerful signal. And we actually saw something very similar back on the all-time high, where we had the same thing occur, where we had this level of resistance at the first peak in April of 2020 around $65,000. And then we had that next move, that next all-time high, but Bitcoin was not able to break above this level and then flip it into support. So it did form that deviation where we didn't get a significant breakout, we didn't get any follow through, and we fell right back under it. So it's the same thing, and it's just something to pay attention to because it could happen, and it's something that happens very frequently throughout Bitcoin's entire history. So those are the two scenarios. That is my longer term outlook and stance on the 300-week moving average. I hope you guys did enjoy the content and the analysis. By the way, make sure to check out my Twitter page. I'll leave a link to that in the description below. As always, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.